What's good, everybody? Back with another video. Shout out to all you guys. Been chilling, recuperating the past couple days. Because at Buffalo, 2 days in Buffalo took a toll on me. So had to relax my mind and body and spirit. Because that was a lot to um, that was a lot to weigh on your mind, being there, being in contact with people, still in contact with some people actually. Um, I can't even describe it, but it, you know, can't even put it into words, man. But at least it's getting a little bit better up there. And shout out to all the people, beautiful souls that are still here. You know, it's good, Andy. Um, yeah, so let me concentrate on getting on this track. Good old Mike goodness. Yeah, so a lot to talk about from to talk about and take from that situation in Buffalo, um, as well as other things happen all across the country. In New York City, Rockaways, flooding. Um, but I don't think nothing is worse as the snow blizzard in Buffalo at this point in time. Um, but just a lot of things to take from that, talk about, and as far as being prepared for nobody's prepared for everything. You know, no matter how much prepping, no matter how much if these people just say in some of these areas, if these people had you know everything they needed, they still would be in danger. There's always that element of danger. Um, there's a lot to look at. That's one of the things I look at is being in the New York, being in the Northeast where it snows. It's dangerous in itself, or anywhere where it snows. It's just hold on, guys, get louder here. Oh man, it's my dryer right there. It was in a cut. But anyways, what's good, Trey? Good to see you. Thank you. Um, let's see. So where was I? Oh, just the you know, being in anywhere where it snows snows a lot is an element of safety in itself that a lot of should look at, because we know they got plans to manipulate weather and location. You know, there's greater dangers in areas, and it's in Buffalo. It just showed. Like, man, even people with generators. I mean, what are you gonna do? You got only so much gas, and on top of that, with your generator, when you pile 3 feet of snow, and that generator isn't in the right place, goodbye generator. And that happened to people. People lost their generators. The snow just 70-mile-an-hour winds. They said there was people that said their generator shut off, and they went out and tried to get it started, and it just wasn't happening. They couldn't even do it. And you don't want to put a generator in the garage unless you do have an outlet valve. You know what I'm saying? If you have an outlet valve, you can run out. I mean, that's your best bet. And hopefully that hopefully it stays intact. So yeah, even with generators losing power, I mean, it's a bad situation. And a lot of people still without power, still need to be rescued, still can't get around. Stores are looted and emptied out. Yesterday they opened up Wegmans. There was a COVID-19 line, only letting a certain amount of people, because this is the thing. This is where you got to start. This is where I ask questions. Okay, I get it. But also at the same time, okay, Wegmans, right? Big ass fucking billion-dollar corporation opens up and is only letting a certain amount of people in the store. Like, you should have saw the fucking line. Like, it was insane. The line was crazy. Hold on, guys. The line was insane. Here you go. You're welcome. The line was crazy, and they were only letting a certain amount of people in. They said they only had 3 cashiers. Now, normally when I go in Wegmans, I see only a couple cashiers, because guess what they got? They got self-checkout lines. So, I mean, I'm just saying, what good is a self-checkout line? You make a claim that you're short cashiers, but y'all got self-checkout? What the fuck? Like, that doesn't register with me. But, oh fuck, hold on, I forgot to turn my light bar up. Hold on a second, I hear this whistling shit. So again, so they had to, wait in line, and they said that a lot of stuff was stocked. So, but I'm sure by the end of the day it wasn't, and so you have that, and a lot of other things. Like I said, the looting, I was talking to one lady, because they were like waiting for somebody for 2 days, and I was like, well, keep in contact with me. The neighbor gave them some potatoes, but that's like all they had. The neighbor on the other side, when they woke up, They looked out the window and the window was busted out. And this was a lot of people were reporting they were not just looting stores, guys. They were looting houses. And she was like, oh my God. She was worried because, people in the neighborhood know her and her husband, they got handicapped and they're always home. So, she was a little worried. Because who are you going to call? Somebody breaking in your house. You ain't calling nobody because nobody's coming. Nobody's coming. So the neighbor's house was looted. People broke into it. There was a lot of other people who reported the same thing, with pictures and everything. House being broken into. And that fast, and just a snowstorm, guys. Snowstorm really isn't like a breakdown of civilization. This is just a snowstorm. Imagine when it's some big, it would happen faster. People panic. This ain't even panic. This is just people that want to just do fucked up shit. It's just people that want to do messed up shit and take advantage of people. And that's another thing, is people who are out there taking advantage of people, charging ridiculous amount for plows, ride. I mean, it's disgusting. You've seen the beauty in humanity, and then you also see the disgusting, low-life scumbag, piece of shit, money-hungry, fucking Americans. At least in other countries, when shit gets like this, they ain't thinking about profiting. I mean, I'm sure there's some, but not like Americans. It was a lot of people overcharging for plows and then like posting like, yeah, I'll plow your driveway. And then people scamming people, saying that they'll plow for a cheap price, and then next thing you know, they don't show up and they got scammed out of cash apps and stuff like that. Just disgusting fucking piece of shit human beings, man. And like I said, there was a good Samaritans that had helped out in a lot of places. So, but one of the most main topics I wanted to talk about is the vulnerable people, the elderly, and guess who asked for the most help? All right. Guess who was asking for the most help? Guess who was asking for the most help? It was literally insane. I'm like, look at this shit. Let's see if somebody can get the answer. I give you a hint. It ain't race. It ain't color. Guess who was asking for the most help? And this is just a prime example and a wake-up call, Nope, not the police, Mateo. They was asking for help, but no. I'm talking like I got hundreds of messages. And out of them hundreds of messages, 90%. Yeah, it was young people, but that's not it. That's close. Just think of America and what they're doing in America. Nope. It's a people, not race either. But they were asking for the most help, which is sad. And it's the society. When I say it, y'all gonna be like, "Oh shit, I didn't even think of that one." And this is the alarming part, And this just goes along with what they've done to society, And this was 90% of the people that needed help. I'll give Class. I'll let one more. Nope, not fat people. Because I can't tell if they're fat from the pictures. But the number one demographic of people that were asking for help and needed help was women, young and old. It was women. It was all women who needed help. You know, all women. And that just, I mean, I ain't shocked, but it just goes to show you when society collapses, the most vulnerable people, elderly, inner city, low income, and women. Women are a target in any demographic in a breakdown of society. Think about it, man. You know, the streets and all. This is another thing, man. If you're in the inner cities or in communities where, you know, it's not favorable people, you know, exactly, John Bryan. I'm going way that way. I'm going way that way. I'm going way that way with this one because it's sad, but this is what society has done. American society with this independent, equal, fucking nonsense ideology bullshit. And this is why. This is what they want. They want it like this, where you need them, where the females dependent on the government, you know, and everybody actually. But it just goes to show you what has been done, you know. And it's sad, man. It really is sad. It was good rap sample. And it's sad, and it goes, this is that mentality, you know. And just think about it. In these areas, inner city areas, streets are watching. They know only a woman and her kids live there. You know, now think about it. When shit goes bad, they're like, man, that ain't worth shit in himself, that needs something or wants something. They're gonna be like, fuck it. She ain't gonna do nothing. You know? We going in. You know, think about that, man. How easy it is. It's easy. And I'm sure this is stories that I ain't heard yet and that are happening in Buffalo. Elderly women, older woman, young woman, you know, in the wrong area, and the streets knowing they got shit, good job, whatever. They coming, stealing whatever they want, you know, stealing whatever the hell they want. And that was heartbreaking, man, you know. And then another thing is, someone even posted it. They were like, you know, this whole situation is sad, but what is sadder, the poorness of people's food supply, that within 2 days they're out of food. These are the people that don't cook, that just go out to eat, get their shit. And there was over 100. The guy said there was over 100 posts in a few hours of people that did not have no food. That's fucked up. And that's so true. We always said it, you know, the average home has 2 days worth of food in it. This governments know how to starve you. They know what to do. They already know this, man. This is This is what's that word? Epidemiology, you know? And they say, oh, they're an epidemiologist. This is what it is. It's the study of the human, you know, the human being, basically, in situations. And, yeah, these are things that I saw. You know, everybody, you know, that we gave a ride was a woman, you know? Shout out to them beautiful souls and all the other ones, you know? And it also shows that, you know, a lot of the women take charge, too. It's a both ways, because a lot of the women, you know, were taking charge. you know, with helping people. I talked to another woman who had somebody at her house for a few days, you know, took her in, and she was worried about her, you know. And then the one video that I shared, there was a lot of those stories, you know. But it just shows you how vulnerable we are, and you know, people talk about prepping, shit, forgetting about just your location alone. And I've always said that. And I've always said that Rochester, Buffalo, Syracuse, one day, 1 year, is going to get feet upon feet upon feet of snow, and a lot of people are going to lose their lives. And it's happening. It's because, well, what the hell? If you're a government, well, we got snow machines up there. All right, we need to create a disaster. All right, whip the wind out of the north. We got it. Boom. They know what the fuck they're doing. There's no way they don't know when they control and manipulate the fucking weather. You know, whether they turn them fucking whether they turn them turbines backwards and sucked the fucking air down to the Gulf of Mexico instead of, and it looks like they did that because I'm watching the weather and I'm like, wait a minute, there's this weird ass weather ripping off the Gulf Coast of Florida, bombarding them with rain. I'm like, looks to me like a suck out, like they're sucking the warm air out of the United States, withdraws all that shit from Canada and up north, south, or whatever, which way the earth is tilting, we don't fucking know, or pointing, and just sucked it all down, you know what I mean, and pushed it out. You know, I gotta go back and look at that shit, man, because for some reason I believe those turbines are something to do with weather manipulation, man. You know, they don't seem like power generators to me. But yeah, it is. It's just crazy, man. That this independent woman crap. You know, I don't need a man, and I'm this, and I'm gonna dominate my man and control them and treat him like a little boy, because I technically don't need him, but I just want a man, because who doesn't want a man? But I ain't gonna listen. I'm gonna just do what the fuck I want to do. I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be that independent woman, and I'm gonna be do me, and I could take care of mine, and I'll be all right. Shit, let society fail. Watch how all right you're gonna be. You better have a lot of bullets and a lot of guns, because you become a target. Seriously. And don't let it go on for a long time, because now one of these crazy motherfuckers running the streets like, yo, man, shit, they start getting that perversion feeling. Now they start thinking like, yo, man, these motherfuckers on, man, you don't know what's been pumped into their head through this music. They might think raping somebody is cool, and they like, well, shit, man. Yo, such and such over there, man? Yo, she fine, man. I need to go get me a little piece. Boom. Now they kicking in the door, got the guns. Yo, these some sick they do it. People do this shit already. Imagine when society breaks down. This shit people need to be thinking about, man. I'm sorry, but I think about shit like that. I think about it all. Being there in Buffalo when it got a little darker, you could feel it. I'm like, shit. Like, you could feel it. All of a sudden, the whole demographic changed. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm helping somebody that this truck is on its way to go loot some shit, and they don't even care that they just scraped the whole side of this bitch. Might be stolen. Matter of fact, why has it got snow blowers in the back? They don't look like they've been snow blowing shit. They got on Jordans and shit, and they just trying to hurry up and get the fuck out of here. I'm like, hold on. And you could just see everybody with the ski mask come out, and it's like, yo, situations get dangerous quick, and the opportunists come out, and they already knew the power was out. I mean, so the streets was plotting, and it's a lot of shit we ain't even hear about, man. A lot of people heard about the looting, but I literally, I'm talking to somebody showing me out of their window the neighbor's house that was looted. There's other people posting images of their house. You know, they just got back. You know, there was people that went out to help people come back home. Their house been ransacked. So, and this wasn't even in the city. This was somewhere outward. So somebody was watching, knew they left, and was like, "Shit, we about to go stealing. We about to go get some shit." Plus Christmas, people know people, man. It just makes you think, man. You know, it really does. What's good, Daddy Cakes, Brother Cuts? It is toxic femininity. It is. It's sad, man. But it's something that women need to really be looking at, because when shit hit the fan, when they say you on your own, you on your motherfucking own. You know, you are on your own. Police ain't coming, fire ain't coming, ain't nobody coming. And you know, Buffalo was neglected 100%. That shit was, they strategically did not fuck with a certain area. Nobody convinced me otherwise. I've been arguing motherfuckers for days, you know, because people can see it. The people that are there know. The people that ain't got everything to say. You know, a lot of people that were out there rescuing people agreed that shit was neglect. You remember, there's tax money and all kind of shit that go to emergency preparedness, snow, this exact type scenario they done trained for. So why are regular Samaritans out there? Somebody's telling them not to. And volunteer and actually responders took their own shit and went and did it. You know, so that tells you somebody is holding back, man. Then all of a sudden, you know, yesterday the police started doing escorts for dialysis patients only. Like, good as I was sitting right in front of a fucking police station full of cops, standing out there, you know, observing the fucking people loot the buildings next door. You know, they had snowmobiles, SUVs were all shiny. Why weren't they doing it then? Why weren't they out trying to direct the fucking traffic? They knew people were out. You know, why weren't they trying to like move traffic so the plows can get in, can move? Because plows did come. I think it's people that just said, fuck it, man. We about to get this plow, man. Yo, I'll do it. You know? And they got in the plow trucks and just went plowing. There was good Samaritans plowing with the regular pickup trucks. But somebody said not to do that. I've seen neglect in areas before. And somebody said no. You know? Somebody said no. So, yeah, man, it's just a lot to take from the situation. And also, and if you are in these regions, man, like, knowing to stay alive, man. A lot of people, you know, still missing, a lot of young people, because these people were out and they got caught in the blizzard. I already know where they gonna find them. How you people have contact all the time and then don't. That person ain't missing. You know, your cell phone is always on somebody. No, the person is in the snow somewhere, frozen to death. It's sad, but that's what happens. You know, and people that were in their house that lost power, that tried to, you know, call their friends or family. Yeah, I still got power a block away. You think they made it? Some of them ain't make it. Some of them left, realized they couldn't see where the fuck they was going, then had tried to make it back. Took them hours to make it back to their own place after they walked like a few houses because they couldn't find it. And now here they got frostbite. There's so many frostbite cases, crazy. You know? Because once they come back into the house after having no power for 2 days and or 1 day and try to leave, the house is cold as fuck. You can't warm up in there. How you gonna warm up now? You got wet. You're gonna thaw off a little bit because it's 40 to 35 degrees. Once you thaw off, you freeze. You know, Survivor Man. One of the greatest things I've learned from that. You sweat in the cold, you die. If you out in the elements, do not sweat. You don't want to overexert yourself. If you about to do some strenuous shit, take your fucking clothes off, layers off. You know, You got to do that. You don't want to sweat. You sweat, you die. Because once you sweat, yeah, you'll be warm, feeling nice and warm. But the minute you stop, your body goes to cool down. Shit, you frozen. You're gonna freeze to death. You know, you're gonna freeze the fuck to death. You know, and they talking about all these power outages, man, and all this shit. You know, a lot of people not prepared for that shit. Even generators, having generators, man. Good luck. I mean, once the gas runs out, where you going with that shit? You know, where you going? You can't go get gas. You can't even move. You can't. You're stuck. You know, and that's why I don't want to be in the Northeast. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. If they was forecasting that shit here in Rochester, guess what? Me and my family doing? We out. That's our prepping. Prepping ain't staying. Hell the fuck no, I'm not staying. I'm out. I am headed out of here because the shit is long to be seen. And I was watching. I'm like, well, here we go again. Rochester ain't getting shit. You know? And I'll be like, look, I'm not about to ride through this storm that they about to so-called. I'm headed south. You know? I'm getting out of Dodge. You know, because you put yourself in the harm. You know, all that stay and I'm just gonna stay and ride it out. Fuck that. Just like if I was in Florida or some shit. I ain't staying and ride no fucking hurricane out. You crazy. Not when I could leave. You got the option to get the fuck out of Dodge. That's what nature does. Nature leaves. You think nature gonna sit in its nest during a fucking hurricane? Hell nah. I bet you all them deer that was in Buffalo, they are all right. You know, all the squirrels, everything, they good. You know, birds, you ain't gonna find no birds frozen in the fucking 70-mile-an-hour winds. Them birds got the fuck out of there because, you know, they're connected. You know, they are connected to Mother Earth. We're disconnected. I get it, but I'm just saying, you know, you got to get out of Dodge. You know, why put yourself in danger? You know what I mean? And I mean, I like danger. You know what I mean? Like y'all, if y'all don't know by now, like I can, but I know, I don't know. I just know. You know what I mean? Just like the day when I was up there in Buffalo, I'm like, man, fuck this. I'm about to get out of here. That shit was bad. You know, and I could have been a victim. You know what I mean? But I've been doing shit like this for years, and I just understand. You know, I understand shit that I can't even explain. You know, so. You know, I know if I did get stuck there, I got a full tank of gas. I already looked at the forecast. That shit ain't gonna, I'm not about to be, you know, I'm gonna be all right. We staying right in the fucking car. Matter of fact, we're gonna back up out of the street, park in this parking lot, and we're gonna be all right. We have food for, you know, to last, such water. We'll be all right. You know, but people they don't understand. And as you could see, you know, it was literally people were shopping, communing, and then all of a sudden, boom, this shit came. And it hit like a ton of bricks, you know. And it's sad to know, you know, because I know how people died, and that's a sad shit, man. I can only imagine, you know. And they, you know, a lot of people were found in their car. Once the gas goes out, you about to freeze. That cars get the same temperature as outside. You're gonna freeze, you know. And that kind of cold, single digits, you're gonna fucking freeze. The snow may not be getting you, but your car is turning into a fucking freezer, you know. And they found, you know, if you ain't got, you know, blankets, if you got blankets and shit like that, you'll be good. You know, you'll be good for a while. You try to stay warm. You know, you can last a little bit. You know, eventually you will freeze to death if you don't get help. But they found a lot of young people like that, man. In the car, around the car, away from their cars. And they're still not finding people. And that makes me wonder, all the cars I've seen on the sides of the road, hopefully all them people got out, got the safety. You know, people rescued them. Shout out to all the people that was out in snowmobiles during that shit, because there was people out in snowmobiles during, that shit. How? I have no fucking clue. Because you can't see. You're total blindness. I think they might have came out when it kind of slowed down a little bit. But man, yeah, it's a lot to think about, man. Human nature. And now we got this different kind of human nature, and that's the human nature that people just gonna just do. It's gonna become a quicker thought. Okay, yeah, power's out. Let's go stealing. It used to be the power's out. Oh shit! Now the power's out. All the people with that mentality, who's seen it, who's into that, are like, shit, we about to go rob some stores, some houses. Fuck that. Get that gun. Let's go get some shit. Now you got a whole new element. You know what I mean? Because people think I have that mentality faster, to steal. And this is when, people, it's good to see good Samaritans, man. They're still that good. They're still that good. Also, it ain't all bad. There's still that good humanity that's here, that I wish would wake up deeper, Let's go tap P. I wish people would have that compassion and this energy all the time, man. The world would be a lot better place. Like the guys that stopped the people from stealing Family Dollar. You know how they stopped them? It wasn't, they ain't have voices. Y'all didn't see them motherfuckers was strapped. They were strapped. Like, look, y'all get the fuck out of here. And that's what it takes, man. It takes us, saying fuck, no, we the police. Fucking up the neighborhood, making us look bad, man. This our shit. It is Family Dollar, but still, people walk to the store daily. People don't got cars, They just taking random shit, Toilet paper. A lot of motherfuckers still toilet. I don't know what is with this damn toilet paper, but people want toilet paper. A lot of the videos I saw, most shit people had was toilet paper and paper towels. I don't even get that, man. I don't get it. I really don't get it, man. But, like I said, man, the sad thing is a lot of women, man. And that's due to the deliberate, destruction of the masculine energy. The independent single woman mentality. I don't need nobody. Single is cool, Single is cool. Women needing, another thing, a lot of women, they needed milk for their babies. And there was posts where a woman was like, look, I got a ton of breast milk, if anybody needs it. And guess what? I didn't see no comments. Because people are probably thinking like, no, what the fuck? People better get with this shit, man. They should have been there like, look, I got milk. Boom. And then, people think that sounds nasty, but that's what used to happen. They used to do this stuff, breast milk. Like, this was common shit, community, Like the little post said, look, I got a lot of breast milk, if anybody needs it. No comments on the fucking post. Motherfuckers need Enfamil and shit. The yellow can. Shout out to the lady, that we helped. She breastfeeded. Her baby wasn't taking none of the shit. She was worried. She had to get home. So It's just a bad fucking situation, man. Yeah, I never understood the toilet paper thing, guys. The minute I saw that with COVID, I'm like, this is so stupid. I'm not gonna hoard toilet paper. There's a thing called a rag. You can use a rag how many times? Clean it, wash your ass. It's more actually more clean. Arabs and shit and Indians, and they were looking like, what the fuck? We don't even use toilet paper anyway. You know, a lot of the foreign people, they don't even use toilet paper. They wash their ass. You know, they wash their ass. You know, remember Italians? They would always have a bidet in their house. You're like, what the fuck is that? Well, that's what they would do. They would wash their ass. You know, toilet paper, I believe, is an American fucking concept. You know, to make money. You know, they could equip toilets. They could have made toilets with, they do it now in the high-end hotels. They make toilets with fucking bidets and ass washers, you know, which is way more cleaner. You feel a lot better, you know. You feel a lot better with just water cleaning your ass out. You feel cleaner, you know. So it's sad, man. I don't even fucking use it at all most of the time. That's good, man. But we should get away from that, you know, because that's one expense you don't need. Fucking toilet paper, you know. One expense you don't need. I mean, I use toilet paper, but when I'm home, shit, I'll go right to the bathroom. I'm gonna go wash my ass in the shower real quick. You know, I got so used to doing it. It's like, oh shit, you know. I got really used to doing it. Yeah, I know. We are. You know, a sad state we're in, man. We're under the gun of the government. You know, people just seen how powerful we truly are, man. You know, like people were actually running shit. You know, people were doing the rescuing. People were doing the helping, bringing them to the hospital. People were plowing. People were shoveling out. People were running around trying to fix people's furnaces that still had power. You know, people were doing shit. You know, and it wasn't costing. People were like, yo, I don't want no. Most of the people that was out there didn't want nothing. It was people out there, opportunists, trying to charge crazy for ride. One lady told us, it was like, yo, they was trying to charge $100. Somebody was like 200, 300. It was crazy. And that's fucked up, man, you know? And some people pay. Like some people, they wanted to pay us. You know, we're like, nah, man, we don't do that shit. We don't do it for money. You know? How the fuck rescue can't get to these people, but here I'm in Rochester and can get to these people? Like, what the fuck kind of strategic shit that you need to be waiting for somebody to tell you to go help people? You know? There's a travel ban, man. Fuck your travel ban. There's people in dire need. You know? That you could say, well, people should have listened. You got the other fucking sheep flock fucks that are like, oh, people should have listened and heed the warnings. What the fuck kind of warning you gonna heed? It's motherfuckers that's in the house that need help. What are you talking about? You fucking dumbass sheep shifting ass, watching the news, believing your fucking government's gonna save you, you know? These people, man, you got stupid fucking people, you know? They're gonna turn you away, they're trapping. And then there was, you know, they're on the fucking bridge coming from Grand Island, because it's only one way. They was giving everybody that came through there a fucking ticket. Like, think about this shit. This is the level of fucking, that cop should have been like, man, fuck that. I'm not doing that. You know, I mean, you got cops watching people loot stores, but these other motherfuckers are gonna give people tickets. How you know where the fuck they got to go? Society, that's why I can't fucking wait for society to fail, man. Like that shit in Buffalo, like I can't wait for that shit to happen everywhere. Because I ain't gonna be out there rescuing. It's time to save and protect, you know? Because you know the system's coming back on motherfucking line. It's a snowstorm, it's coming back online. But when the system go offline, that bitch ain't coming back. 911 ain't coming back. First responders ain't coming back. You know? And that mentality that people got, they're gonna lose it quick. You know, them cops that writing them fucking tickets on the bridge, they ain't gonna be there. You know, that's why police and all these other motherfuckers need to get with it and realize, yo, what the fuck? What am I really doing? You know, you could be saving somebody. You up here on a fucking bridge, writing fucking tickets for your overlords because somebody told you to do that shit. You know, and all these other well, you know, the reason why they're not coming is because everything's blocked because people didn't listen. Are you fucking stupid? I literally watched them fucking. We've watched cops do shit for no reason constantly. You know, y'all forget about all the protests. They got all the resources for that, but they ain't got the resources to go out and, you know, help anybody. Come on, man. That's deliberate. That is the government at work. You know, it's crazy, man. You know, neighbors out there robbing neighbors. So it's a lot to think about, man. And you know, you got the fucked up people that are take advantage. You got the other stupid fucking people that, you know, just sit there from a distance and watch and talk, you know, and make all, they got all the best fucking what you shouldn't be doing, you know. Shut the fuck up, man. What you shouldn't be doing. So, man, people need to be turned back into humans. And that's what shocked some of these fucking sheep flock fucks. People were actually being human, you know. People posting like, I'm headed over there to help such. Well, you know, the roads, there is a travel ban. Even the group was like, look, we're not going to post anymore. I'm like, what the fuck? I went right to another group. And people were like, well, there seems to be, you know, some discrepancy between these two groups. You know, people do need help. And then that page, you know, kind of backed off the shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, people need help, man. Fuck all your politics, man. Fuck what these people saying. Travel ban. You know, if they wanted to get out there, they know how to get out there. Look at a situation like I can. Okay, we need to block this off, get the traffic moving one way, stop these cars from coming up here, send them down that road, get a plow. I mean, why the fuck I could do that shit? It doesn't take rocket science. Get me a couple of people that want to do this shit. We'll get traffic moving. We'll get the streets plowed. Look, we got this side like this. See them cars over there? Get that fucking loader. Let's dump them bitches off to the side. They got insurance. All right, so now we got a clear path. Get the bulldozer. Start bulldozing this side of the street so we can keep it moving. We got traffic flowing this way. We'll have this side open in no time. Like, how the fuck? This shit ain't easy. It's not rocket science. You know? I mean, what the fuck? You got people, you know, in need. You know, people are in need. I mean, you're going to have to come out any fucking way. I mean, what are you waiting for? The longer you wait, the more people coming out. You know, like, what kind of backwards ass thinking is that? That's why I know this shit was deliberate, because these fucking people know this shit. These are people who've trained for this shit. The longer you wait, the more people are going to be in desperation. The more people are going to come out. The more looting is going to start. So you need to get out there earlier. You know, you do what you can. That was deliberate action, and can't nobody even come close to making me think otherwise or debate how it's not. You can't. They have the reason. I seen the outskirts all cleared the fuck out. By the time I left, fucking you could play NFL football in the damn street. It was so wide. Black pavement. How the fuck? I'm like, when did they even do this shit? You know? Ambulances that got stuck, they got them out real quick. In the inner city, ambulances and fire trucks were everywhere. I'm like, what the fuck? All their shit is out. Like, no one's trying to, I mean, come on, man. It's crazy, man. You know? That was deliberate action in the inner city, man. Total neglect. The inner highway, they didn't touch that shit. How the fuck does that even work? Y'all plowing the literally, it was dry pavement on the thruway. The thruway was closed because they kept it clear. That's how they got the military in there. That's how they got all the electric vehicles in there. But they stopped as soon as you got to Buffalo, where you can go inner cities, where they could have cleared it out. Like, it was crazy. That is how you get into the inner city of Buffalo, through highway faster. And that shit was like, they didn't even try to get that. Like, they didn't, it was like they didn't try. You know? Now they say they got 500 National Guards there helping traffic flow in the inner city and all this other shit. They can't do anything. They can't arrest. They have no power to arrest. They have no power to ticket. All they're there is yes men, you know? And you think the streets don't know this? They know this, you know? That's why I said, man, when shit get bad here, guys, there ain't gonna be no National Guard, no none. They're gonna have to have weaponry on our streets to stop anything. You know, they're gonna have to go there because people know, and the streets is watching. They know it's some intelligent motherfuckers on the streets. Unfortunately, they use it for criminal activity, but they know. You know, they're gonna be driving Humvees. They're gonna have military equipment. They're gonna get it. You think not? They'll get it. They'll get the cop cars. Fuck it, we'll just steal it's a cop car right here. Let's get it. Who gonna stop them? You know? We need this ambulance right now. Fuck it, let's get it. You know? Military equipment. They're gonna run them right up out of there. A group of people come up with guns, same type of weaponry, probably, you know. These military men better be marksmen, ready to shoot, you know, because I do believe they will do this shit. They will try, the military, especially if they're stopping them and hindering them. Like, wait, you tell me we can't do this and go here? You know, I got people that, you know, that need help, that they're in danger. My mom, my grandmother. You're not about to block me from going nowhere. They're gonna get angry quick, man. I already know. I can see it. Seeing that, let me know, and I can see what the fuck society is, how bad it is. You know, it's good, Rick James. So, and again, it goes back to, you know, vulnerable people, the elderly and women. They are the most vulnerable, man. Because all the messages, I could show you guys on my phone. It's all women. Hold on, let's see. It's all women, guys. Let's see. Chats. No. It's sad. There's so many people, man, that are, hopefully they all, you know, they all got some help, but it's all women, man. I was just reading some of these comments, and I'm actually looking at the post right now in the group. Let's give you an update real quick. Buffalo family shelters a stranger's body at their home for a day after she dies in blizzards. And there was a lot of stuff like, listen, whatever number they're saying, it's fucking way beyond that. Like, it's way beyond that, because just in the group alone, there's over 40 or 50 people that had reported missing and then found deceased. There was some good stories: missing, found, you know, frostbite. They found them. They were at someone else's house, and you know, there was some good stories, but
Remember when this is like 3 hours ago. Remember when I was pleading on this page, pleading for you guys to save the 5 ambulances that were stranded. Oh, so these are like ambulance workers that were stranded in the ambulance. And they were all females. Ain't that some shit? You know, they ran out of gas. Her and her partner were stranded so far from any warming areas that a stranger ended up taking them near West Delavan after they walked. They ran out of gas and were becoming very cold. Please let the ladies know how much they're loved. Like everyone else, they endured a lot experiences, traumatic. Um, they're listing like all the names of these people. She was stranded at Maine and Jewett after over 14 hours of waiting. Her and her partner decided to walk to sisters' hospitals for safety, even though the wind was unbearable to walk in and they wanted to give up. They made it. She returned to work today. Then somebody else pictured she was stranded as well. She helped with the academy, ensures that the new EMTs receive proper knowledge of becoming EMT. She was also traveled in her personal vehicle, transporting patients to the hospital. See, they went out and just did this shit, man. So shout out to these people, man. Um, Chloe and Joy, they were both stranded at Delavan and Gritter, steps away from ECMC. Chloe was already sick, battling the flu, battling a fever, but still came to work. She was too sick and fragile to make the walk. She's now battling pneumonia, recuperating at home with her 1-year-old. They were stuck for over 12 hours. Um, man, there's just so much shit. Um, a couple people had a baby during this stuff, so that's good. Um, somebody had twins. All right, let me see. Um, let's see. I'm looking for a 3-bedroom apartment. These are all the stories that are still. It's so fucked up in Buffalo. You're not gonna hear this. You know how snooze faded away, but these people are. It is really bad. It's a huge, massive area, inner city that is just devastated. A lot of pipes broke. Like this right here. I'm looking for a 3-bedroom apartment. My family and I are trying to salvage what we can. We were stuck in our van for 19 hours and now having bursting pipes and a landlord refusing to do anything. Please, any help. Um so they've called every emergency services, police. Most officers are responding as they can. There are so many emergencies. I'm trying to see what I can do for my family with our own finances. Best option. This was 49 minutes ago. Um, and this is in the other group, which is smaller. Um, um, 1 hour ago, driving ban remains in effect in Buffalo. There are over 450 pieces of snow removal equipment on the streets. Please stay off. Well, fucking about time. And this is a picture of some. Look at this shit, guys. What the fuck? Look at this shit. This is somebody's inside of somebody's house. Like I don't even know. Something comes, water coming through the wall. Like so many people are being displaced, and it's bad, man. It's fucked up. You know. Um, yeah, the one. Let me see. There's a lot of beautiful stories too. But I'm gonna go to the other page real quick. But it's just just some sad shit, man. Let me see something. Hold on 1 second. go to this page. See what else is like. Look at this. I'm an essential worker. I've been calling Uber and Lyft since 4 a.m. as well as cabs. I'm not having any luck. And these Facebook driver is trying to charge $100 to $200 for a ride to work. Any help out there? I work at the mental health hospital. That's crazy. And then there's a lot of people, hey, I can get you. You know, I just inbox you, so it's good. 2 hours ago. Hello, everyone. I'm not sure what day it is, but I'm back at it. I don't know how many people I've helped so far. I just know that I might be upwards in the hundreds now, but it isn't there enough. We shouldn't stop helping, period, even after this is better. We still need to continue to help each other. Please, food, diapers, formula, water. Please, only emergencies. Every day I'm going out here. Ticket or no tickets. That doesn't stop the mission. It's only really me. So be patient. I just know I'm coming. No cash needed. It's about saving lives. And that's dope, man. Shout out to Mark Vinsu Johnson II. So shout out to that brother. Just posted 2 hours ago. Been helping people. You know, that's great. And that's the good to see, you know. Check, and this is what I said about 10 minutes ago. Hello, I was wondering if anyone was able to help with food. I have 2 family in 1 home with children. The age range from 16 all the way down to the age 3. We're not worried about the adult eating, just trying to get enough food for the kids. Please, anything helps. West Side near Forest. Damn. Damn, man. A lot of people are out of prescriptions. People, you know, young brothers going around shoveling out people. You know, shout out to them. Somebody else out of food. Okay, this was 3 hours ago. Okay, so we lasted until now, but we're out of milk, bread, juice, rice, pretty much everything. My son only drinks milk and water, and we're out of bottled water too. I am a disabled veteran with her young son stuck as we don't own a car. Can't get anywhere. Does anyone know how we can get some basics and just like milk, bread, eggs, stuff like that? We have 2 packs of ramen noodles left. And look at somebody's fucking price gouging. Oh shit, somebody posted gas $5.69 for regular gas. That's price gouging. Because gas is only $3 and some change. But they got this 7-Eleven got $5.69. That they're about to get in big trouble. You can't do that in New York State. But yeah, these are some of the stories that I'm just reading. You know, missing person, young man, he's missing. Just sad, man. Again, it's a lot of women, a lot of freaking women, man. A lot of women, guys. What's good, Angel, Miss Brooks, Rick James, disambiguation. Give me 1 second. I'm about to go in here and get my hot cocoa. Give me 1 second. Rock out with some purple beats real quick. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to go in there. Nah, this is... What the hell? Well, whatever's playing, I'm just going to do that. I'll be right back. It's actually really warm out today compared to what it's been. So right now in Rochester, it is 36 degrees, but when you're in the single digits, and you come up to 36, it feels amazing. And then it's gonna go up into the 50s. The shit in Buffalo is gonna melt. It's gonna become heavy snow. It's gonna become a whole nother situation because it's gonna be in the upper 50s to almost 60 in Rochester and Buffalo for a few days. That shit is gonna melt. One thing they try to always push is fear of flooding. Oh, and 4 feet of snow melt is gonna flood. 4 feet of snow is like fucking 6 inches of water. Okay, it ain't gonna fucking flood. Plus, it melts in a pace to where it's gonna get where it needed. There may be some little small floods, but they make it sound like there's gonna be fucking rivers and shit in the city. No, snow don't work like that. Never has, never did. All right, it melts. It's slow melt, and it goes where it needs to go. And snow has air in it, so 6 inches. I mean, 4 feet of snow is like 6 inches of fucking water. It's not gonna be no fucking floods. So, there will be a lot of heavy snow. It will hamper, you know, a lot of things, and hopefully it doesn't freeze. And you know, I don't know what the weather's gonna be like. But give me a second, guys. All right, I'm back. Shout out to Junior Matrix in the front right there. That's Junior Matrix. That's the other rescue vehicle right there. There he goes right there, matter of fact. How far is Rochester to Buffalo? 60 miles. Sometimes you can get to Buffalo in an hour and 10 minutes. Other times you can get there in 25. All depends on how fast you're going. That's how far Buffalo is. How fast you're going. I can get there. I usually get there in about an hour. It's only 60 miles away. So Buffalo is very close to Rochester. And it's amazing how, I don't know, but I mean, I know there's ways to help, but if Buffalo needed help, they could have called on Rochester.
I mean, we got a hell of a lot of equipment in this area, you know. But like I said, I don't know who's calling the shots in Buffalo. But somebody does not have the people in its best interests in Buffalo. That is because I was up there during the other snowstorm, which snowed more, but it just didn't have the blizzard. It snowed and dropped more snow the other time, and them streets were cleared like it's nobody's business. How I was amazed at how they were doing this shit. I'm like, this shit is crazy. And then to have this one and just have nothing, no nothing. It's just don't make sense. I was in all the same areas in the city, all that good jazz. You know, there was cars blocking too. They moved them out of the way. They did what they had to do. But no, not this time. Mm-mm. No, no, no. No, no, no. Yeah, the only way it would be a problem is if it froze. You know, because now the water that was going to where it was going freezes up. You know, but then it wouldn't be a problem; it'd be an ice problem. So, you know, they always try to scare people with flooding and shit like that, but no, hasn't ever happened. So, because it just gets, going up the what? What's the weather say? It's already melting now. So, whatever is going on, it's 36. Usually the temperatures are the same between Buffalo and Rochester. So right now it's 36 in Rochester. In Buffalo, it's exactly 36. So all that snow is melting. And it's going to be 39 today, 44 tomorrow, 49 Friday, rain, 47 Saturday, rain, 42 Sunday. So it's going to be the 50s. It's going to be the coldest day is today and tomorrow. And then it goes up into the 40s and 50s until next Friday, next week. So there's no more cold. There's not going to be nothing to freeze after. No, as of right now, it won't nothing freeze. So all that snow is going to be melted, And then they're going to find bodies. So that's guaranteed. So there's no more cold in January. Miraculously in January now, there's no more cold. It's just, it's gonna be the mildest fucking, who God knows. I don't know. I'm tired of these psychopaths. But, just a lot of things to take from that situation in Buffalo, man. Definitely that I'm looking at. Definitely that people need to take heed, man. Women, you gotta protect yourself, man, because this shit is it's something to think about, and it goes to show you what's gonna happen when society collapses. Women are gonna be in bad shape. Because men fix shit. Men are strong. Men could, do certain things. You know what I mean? Just is what it is. And they want the qualities that they pump in these women that don't know themselves or the value of a man are, oh, he gotta have money, he gotta look good, and yeah, that's it. Because it's all about the image. And he gotta do for me. Like he gotta do for me. Like what? What are you actually doing for the man? How about that? How about the man just say, what you gonna do for me? The women will stay single because they ain't got they're not gonna, these regular old women, they're gonna be like, what you mean what I'm gonna do for you? You cook? Do some of these women cook? Hell the fuck no. Do you cook? Do you clean? Are you gonna be there for me when I got some feelings, or is it gonna be all about you and your feelings and shit? When I'm down, and I need you to like bring me up, are you gonna bring me up, or are you just gonna like tear me down and call me a little baby? Stop being a little bitch. Stop acting like a little bitch, because they don't turn these women into men, And they done turned some men into fucking women, so the roles are reversed. Ain't that some shit? We all know that for a fact. So it's just sad, man. You know, women and men together are supposed to complement each other. Women ain't supposed to be trying to run amok on a fucking man. What kind of shit is that? Taking the manhood right out of them. You know, it's got to be a balance. You know, and that's you know, it even goes into a spiritual. You know, like a spiritual thing, like a balance. And when one and two come together, you know, you complement each other. Yeah, right, Angel. The roles are reversed. You know, it's crazy, man. And then the men that don't know themselves, they turn into bitches. They can't fix shit. They can't do nothing. They gotta call everybody. You know how many times I've seen a motherfucking man who can't do shit? I'm like, what the fuck? Even out there helping people, I'm like, damn. These motherfuckers be having trucks and all kind of shit, and they don't know the simplest fucking things. Like, what the fuck? It's like that one time I rolled up to help that one, and the girl was fucking trying, all the men staying around while the girl was trying to get the car unstuck. I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at? It's definitely a serious issue going on, man. And these psychopaths got society by the balls, you know? They got half a demographic of people gonna destroy themselves by stealing and looting and just being unhuman, inhumane. And you got the other demographic that just don't know shit, that's gonna be vulnerable and victims. And then you got another demographic who is just even more fucked up than that. They're too sick, overweight, you know. And then that's another thing I saw, a lot of health problems. A lot of people with a lot of fucking health problems, man. Like, what the fuck? You know? And then they totally neglected elderly. Like, elderly people are totally neglected, you know? I didn't get time to get to the elderly, you know, the elderly situation. Oh yeah, that's Eastman House, yes, Ukraine. But yeah, man. And it's crazy. A lot of the people that, you know, are coming to help, you know, are men. You know what I mean? Like men, like big, strong. You know, like, yo, we doing this. You know, and this is like, yo, we doing this. Ain't no questioning shit. Real men that were out there ain't charging nothing for nobody. You know, you got them fucking other motherfuckers out there that's charging. Well, I'll do this, or, you know, da da da. I mean, I can understand if it's somebody out there be like, look, I don't got much money. All I need is gas. Like, you put gas, and I'm good. I'm gonna help people all day. You know, I get that part. There is people that want to help that don't have the funds. I get that part. But all them other motherfuckers, yo, $100 for a ride. What the fuck? Like, I don't even understand that shit, man. Like, ugh, disgusting, man. Humans make me, you know, you get the beauty. It's crazy. That's why I had to take a fucking break, man, because that's just like an emotional roller coaster. You see the worst pits of hell of humanity, and then you see the most beautifulest thing ever. You know, to see somebody smile for something that you just did out of your heart is you know, I mean, it's just some shit that I can't explain. You know, so, oh my God. Right, gouging people in need. Exactly. But so yeah. Yeah, so just seeing like so many different scenarios, man. And this is just where society is at, man. It's like it's right there. It's hanging on a fucking thread.
of collapsing. And it's clear that there is no help coming, you know. There's no help coming. The one that everyone thinks and puts all their faith in to save them, they ain't coming, man. You know? They ain't coming. You know, you see so much, you know, and then you got the talkers that got everything to say, but what the fuck is you doing? They got everything to say and, you know, about every little thing, but they ain't doing nothing, you know? Like, what are you doing? Get your ass out of there. You know, get your ass up and out, you know? So, and it was good to see, man. This is why, you know, people need to take a strong look at when these people try to push racism, because you've seen it, you know, black helping white, white helping black. I mean, there is no, you know, all that shit is only on TV, man. We've been dwelling around each other for how the fuck long, and we still let them divide us the fuck up, you know? And that even goes to some of these old black power motherfuckers and all that stupid shit. Like, in the Hebrew Israelites with that white devil shit. Like, this is the dumbest ass ideology I've ever seen in my fucking life, you know? Especially when one of my own family members that I never really knew, but when I told him where our family really came from, he didn't even want to hear it. Told me he's a Hebrew Israelite. I'm like, ain't this a bitch? We fucked up, you know? White devil, this and that. The white devil down the street that's going through worse shit than you going through, he ain't do that to you. Like, what the fuck? All this stupid ass racism shit. That's why you talk to anybody foreign that comes here, when they always say when they first came to fucking America, they was like, what the fuck is this shit? They're like, wait a minute, they hate each other because of the skin color? You know, they like, people from other countries don't understand that shit. You know, because they like, even in Africa, you got white Africans and black Africans. You know, you got black Turks, you got white Turks, you got black Cubans, you got lighter Cubans, you got dark ass Mexicans that look black, you got dark ass Dominicans and light ones, and just what is this shit y'all doing over here in America? Like, what? The American disease. You know, people get caught up in the American fucking disease, and they don't realize they go to a different landmass, and it's everything you know and been learned and taught, all the way down to everything that your being is different. You know, you can go to Mexico, same shit. Everything that you live and know and understand is, you go down there, you're in a different world. You could go to another country, you land, it's a totally different demographic of fucking reality. And people don't understand that. Like, it's Americans think the whole world is thinking like Americans. No, the whole world don't think like our dumbasses. And I just say ours because I lump me into the fucking American, even though I don't think like the dumbass Americans, you know? So, you know, people got to understand, man, you know, and we look at other people, you know, they have a total different thought process. You know, we've been taught in the education, the indoctrination system, you know, which taught us to be against each other, you know, taught us to not think properly, wired our brains to think differently. Basically wired our brains just to be a working slave. That's it. You know, think about it. Everything we do is slavery. We go to school, that's slavery. Then you go to college, they make money, and we're in further slavery, thinking we're learning. No, you're just learning how to be a slave. Everything you do, every step you take, every breath you make is making them money. You know? They taught us ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. They taught us how to just be a fucking slave and shut the fuck up. Shut up, bitch. Be a slave. Get in line, Johnny. Get your ass in line. Oh, Johnny's got too much energy. He needs fucking Ritalin. You know? Oh, he's just out of control. What the fuck? Everybody's not the same. You know? Sick ass shit. And, yeah, man. America's the freest enslaved country in the world. We're actually free, but we're enslaved and don't know we're enslaved. It's like a catch-22. It's like an illusion. It's like we're free, but we're slaves. You know, because there is more freedoms than pretty much a lot of other nations on the planet for some things. You know, for a natural lifestyle, this is one of the most enslaved places you could ever be. All right, there's way more places in this world where if you got a natural living and a natural lifestyle, you're in paradise. You know, but if you're in a corporate capitalist slave, you know, mentality, I mean, America's the freest place. You know, see, in a natural lifestyle, you're gonna be ducked off somewhere in a foreign land, chilling, and you know, you can say whatever the fuck you want to say in the confines of your own shit. But you get out, you know, it's a different ballgame. You're not that free to do whatever. You know what I'm saying? But in America, there is freedom. So don't get me wrong. You know, but yep, the good old American toilet paper nation. You know, what's America known for? Toilet paper and sports. Look at all the diehard Buffalo Bills fans, you know. All the energy they put into that fucking game. Where's the Buffalo Bills? Oh, we'll just send a check and we'll show up somewhere warm and fuzzy, you know. People bleeding, spent all this money for the Buffalo Bills. You know, where they at? Lending a hand. Why ain't they calling? Why ain't they questioning? Why didn't they help our people? You know, why ain't they trying to, you know, Buffalo Sabres, same shit. You know. Anyways. Well, like I said, I did want to go back to Buffalo, but sorry. But I did want to go back up to Buffalo, but man, it's just a soul like mine, it drains on it, man. It's just, you know, it can only take so much. Because I absorb a lot and I see a lot. I probably see what other people can't. And, you know, so. But anyways. So yeah, man. So, you know, I just wanted to talk about things that, you know, I observed and, you know, how yeah, you could be all prepped at all the shit in the world, man, but some of these elements come along and it's like, you know, fucking huff and puff and blow your fucking house down. You know, it's like, you know, and that's why I always been the type that I'm like, nature, what does nature do? Nature gets the fuck out the way. So I've always had that mentality, you know, so I equipped it to where I have things and you know what? I'll get out the way. Damn, what the fuck happened to that? But I just look at nature. Nature moves and flows. part of my energy, flowing. Um, so yeah, it just makes me think about a lot of shit, man. Cause I was thinking like, damn, man, what if you're there, your power goes out, you got generators, but the bitches don't work, you know? You gotta have them in like strategic position, and even then it's like, keep the pipe clear, and it's just dangerous, man. Some snow like that, 70-mile-an-hour, fucking, that's a hurricane, man. That's hurricane winds. I mean, generators shut out. Like, people had generators and they cut off. Like, that's crazy. You know? And them Generac home generator systems that kick on, they'll tell you, and say, hey man, if there's ever 4 or 5 feet of snow, you can forget about running this thing. It ain't running. You know what I mean? So, I mean, unless you got some big ass Walmart type shit, you know. But ain't nobody got none of them bitches, So it makes you wonder, man, being out of power that many days, not being able to get nowhere, And yeah, it's crazy, man. Water pipes busting and shit. Now you got a bigger problem. Your house start flooding. You ain't got no power. Supplies you had are destroyed. Thousands and thousands of dollars. Like, yo, man. That's why I never store shit in the basement. That's a prepper no right there. You don't want nothing in the basement because shit floods. So you don't want shit in the basement at all. You don't want to store anything in the basement because water goes down. Pipes bust, water's going into the basement. Flood outside, it's going into the basement. It's going to fill up first. So what's good? Your video? Oh yeah. I just turned the video off for a second. We good. I gotta make a phone call. Hold on 1 second, guys. I gotta make a call real quick. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Um. So. Um. Uh. Second. Um. Um. Everybody want to call now. So. Pick. Sorry about that, guys. I'm just moving around here. Yeah, man. So there's a lot of things to think, and as we prepare in our own lives and look forward to, like, you know, they plan power outages, food shortages. That's why it's always, I say, have 6 months worth of food. You'll be all right. Minimum 6 months of food. Because that shit where people only got 1 to 2 days of food is real, guys. And sad, you know, it's really sad that, you know, hopefully people will realize. I mean, this is the thing about a lot of these people have food stamps. So I'm like, yo, how do you should be the most stocked. Could you imagine if we got food stamps? Some of the amounts that I've heard people getting, could you imagine if we got food stamps? Oh shit, I would be A-okay. And you know, their health, you know, they eat more. You know? I mean, let's face it. When you're eating ramen noodles and all that junk, you're gonna eat more. You're gonna eat more often, you know, eat less. You know, you won't go hungry as quick. You can boil it down to 1 meal a day. You know? And it makes you think, like, you know, when you're preparing, you know, like, hey, if my house had no power and I'm freezing the heat, we about to light a motherfucking fire, you know? Well, they say, well, where you gonna put a fire at? You got a stove? Open up the motherfucking stove, get some wood, put some shit in the fucking stove, open up the motherfucking windows, and there you go. Let it go out the window. You gotta look out. You're either gonna starve to death or you gotta find a way to keep warm. I mean, you're gonna freeze to death or you gotta find a way to keep warm. You know, if you got a porch, bust open a fucking window, get a fire going or something. Let's, you know, get some type of alternative to get some source of heat. You know, I know it sounds fucking crazy, but shit, you gotta look at it. If it's that desperate, you got a stove. You can burn shit in there. Just start burning shit in the stove. You know, vent that shit. Open up a window. Learn how to get drafts through your house. I mean, these are all survival techniques. You know, you could set a draft to where that shit'll blow straight out the fucking. You open up the right windows in your house and feel the draft. It'll suck it right out the window. You know, like, you know how you could be in a car and somebody's smoking, and they crack the window. The smoke goes right out the window. You don't even smell it. You know, you just know how to create like a vortex. You know, I mean, that's shit that I'll do. Fuck that. I ain't about to stop. I'm not about to freeze to death. I'll snatch the fucking oven right out the goddamn wall. Flip that bitch over. Put shit in there. I'll figure it out, but I'm not about to freeze to death.
So you gotta try to survive. No, you can, man. You can. I learned this from survival shit. You know, you can't, but you can. If you gotta remember, life and death. I'm not talking just, oh, I'm cold, my power's out, I'm cold. No, this is when your ass is fucking desperate. It's either go out to the fucking blizzard or get warm. You got some shit to light, your ass is gonna light it. What, you gonna freeze? Fuck that. You know? You gotta be creative, man. You know? Get some paper, you know, get some big ass clothes, get some fucking paper, newspaper. Not many people got newspaper. Tear out some papers, crumble them bitches up, and put them inside your goddamn clothes. It creates like an insulation. You know? You ever lay on paper? That shit gets warm. You know, it's like an insulator of heat. So, you know, homeless people, they'll tell you how to teach you how to stay warm. Yeah, they do that here, you know. A lot of people do that in Rochester. They sell their food stands for money. You know, I don't do it. That opportunity comes to me all the time. But I just like, look, man, I'm not fucking with them people's money. You know, I'm not fucking with those people's money. I don't want nothing to do with it. You know, I get it. I can give somebody 100 and get 200. I get that, but I don't want these people. I don't want nothing. If I don't need it, I don't want it from this fucking government. That's just me, you know. But yeah, you see some of the carts, you'd be like, oh my God. Like, you might as well, you know, kick the bucket, the shit you got in your cart. They buy junk. And it'd be expensive junk too. It's like you said, Mountain Dew. You know? That's another thing, man. People are overweight. You know, overweight, in a desperate situation, man. It's like, yo, you know, and I can't even imagine like fires, man, wildfires. You know, like that's a whole nother ball game. Like these natural disasters, whatever climate change shit they pushing, man. We got to be thinking about a lot of shit. But as we can see, they got it. They could do some minimal shit to disrupt and throw a whole society off course. And you know, they watch, man. Whatever they did, that could have been a better test, man, in Buffalo. You know, that could have been a test. They want to see. They're like, okay, look at this. We could tell them, you know, they should have heeded the warning. We could shut this whole fucking area down. There'll be mass destruction, mass casualties, and yeah, we can get away with that. They ain't helped no homeless people. I mean, they just neglected the shit out of the elderly. You know, and the news is complacent. People try to give the news shout outs and, oh, the news they were reporting. No, you know, that's because y'all watch the fucking news. That these groups did way more than any news did by a long shot. These groups were just regular people sharing their resources, sharing what they can do, you know. That's what you know, that's the power. The power lies with us. You know. So, but the women thing is just saying, it's something we knew, but to have hundreds of messages and 90% of them be all women, that's crazy. You know, you're like, damn, where's the man? You know, like, where's the man? Some people need it, like, well, we need a shovel. We need our shit simple as that. Shovel. Crazy. At least if you had a man, he wasn't worth shit. He could big strong muscles. He can go shovel for you. You know. We need to start thinking about their qualities. They got their. I want me a man that got this and got that and got this. Meanwhile, they ain't got shit to offer. How the fuck you ain't got shit to offer and want everything? Like, I don't even understand that. Like, you ain't got nothing, but you want everything. I want this. I want my man to be this way and my man this and my every. Man. And the minute that man don't fulfill their fantasy or their emotions of what they wanted, now they ain't a man no more. Now they your dog or your pet kid, or you're gonna treat him like shit because you're a real man. You can call at any time. I always tell people, these women out here, you might be with them, but you ain't. You ain't. They in the back of their mind, deep down in the back of the Americanized woman mind, they know they real. They know who they true real man is. I tell people all the time, they get mad at me when I drop it to them like this. I said, man, you all right? They be like, man, I'm taking care of my family. I'm taking care of my kids. I said, no, you ain't. I said, I'm gonna go here real quick just so you can see something. I'm like, how you taking care of, man? I'm working every day. I'm providing for my family. I'm there. I'm there. I'm like, all right. I'm like, y'all got a good relationship, right? Yeah. I was like, maybe I done heard some stories. I said, that woman in the back of her mind know who her true man is, because we ain't really providing. Where we getting them? Where we getting the money from with them president faces on them? We getting them from the same man that these women know, these Americanized minded women know. All right, who their true man is. Because they don't really need you. They don't need you. They let you know quick, boy. Y'all get the beef and get the fuck out. You gotta go. I'm dialing 911. I'm calling the cops. All they telling you is, bitch, I'm calling my real man. Get out of my real man's house, motherfucker. That's what they really saying. It's a program that runs real deep. That woman's really saying, man, get the fuck out my man's house before I call my man to come fuck you up. My man got guns and jail cells, bitch. And then after that, you ain't seeing your motherfucking kids because my man owns them kids. That's what they really telling you. See, people don't want to face the facts. And I don't need you, bitch. Take your ass out. I don't care if I got a job. I got a bank account. She telling you is, bitch, she already got a man that's providing for her. You ain't shit but a fill-in, a temporary fill-in. What are you really? And this is what's wrong with these American-minded women. They're programmed like this and don't even know it. They get to speaking. How they all got the same fucking playbook, I'm in these groups with these, fathers and shit like that. How is it all the same? It ain't no different story. It's the same. It's the same fucking program, It's the same program. You beef with your girl, dial 911, police come, you gotta go, some other crazy shit happened. Now you caught up, they down to child support, order protections, family court, custody, all the shit. Now you in it. Now you can't see your kids because they her man's kids, the government. People don't want to face that, it's a harsh reality. And these women, they've been programmed to think like that. They got the playbook. They go right to it when a motherfucker fuck up. They go right to it, and that is what it is. And that's how they do shit. That's how they destroy the family. That's how they destroy the mental of the man and the woman. The man feels defeated, defeated and cheated, and the woman feels empowered from that shit. It's fucked up, man. And the courts are structured to the emotions of a woman. They're structured just like that. They can walk in there, boom, get an order of protection, no fucking due process whatsoever. Your ass gets served with it. Oh shit! Next thing you know, you can't see your kids. Ain't that some shit? Been there all their life, and now all of a sudden, because y'all got into some beef, you ain't around. You can't be around. You be around her new man, which was her old man before you got there. It's like, you can't go over there. You go over there, we coming with guns, bitch. And we'll put you in a cage. If you don't act right,
we're gonna beat your ass. We might even kill you if we feel like it, you know? And that's the harsh reality of what we're dealing with, you know? So I tell people, like, yo, when I break it down to like, yo, she got a man already, man. You know? She know who she can call when you fuck up. You better stay in line, because that's who you're dealing with. and that's fucked up, you know. So, you know. But that's a sad state we're in. So I tell people all the time, I say, yeah, you ain't her true man. Get you know how you want to test that water? Get into an argument. Get into a beef. You know? That's how you know the true government. I mean, who a true man is. And God forbid if somebody ever called down 911. That should let you know real quick. Because they know. And that's why they treat. You know, that's why they treat men like this. Because they know. They don't care. But you know, and it's not, you know, obviously it ain't all women, but it's just the American-minded woman disease. That's a program. You know something's a program when everybody does the same shit. You be like, how the fuck do they all know this shit? How do they all know what automatically to do? It's like having a baby for them. It's like they all automatically know, and then they go down there, they got the resources, they'll even get counselors, they'll get legal aid assistance to help them out with the shit. It's because that's how it's structured, to destroy, not to bring back together. And then they got you play Jerry Springer in the courtroom, which is another hand of the bullshit. They have you fighting each other and degrading each other and battling each other, and they just sitting there playing Jerry Springer because it's not even about either one of you. You know, it's about the children, the kids, whatever you want to call it. But not only that, it's about them making the dollar, the money. You know, they making the money, and they don't give a fuck about you, her, or the kid, because in family court, the universal language of child means neglected and endangered. That's what child means in family court. If anybody don't know that, when they say child, they're telling you the neglected, endangered human being. That's the word child. That's what that means. All right, a lot of people don't know that. That's the legal definition of child in family court synopsis in every state. Child means endangered. All right. So when you see that, they're only there because the child is in danger. All right. And they needed to step in because the child is neglected from its caretakers, its parents. All right. Because the property is the state. The children are wards of the state property. Right. So the parents, you know, that's exactly what they are. So they gotta go, you know, because you know, I mean, this is just what it is. If you're just regular boyfriend and girlfriend, y'all get into a fight, y'all beat each other up. They come, they'll arrest the man, take him to jail, he'll get a charge, he's got criminal charge, he's out. Now, scenario 2 is boyfriend and girlfriend fight, but they got a child. All right? No, they ain't never been to court before. Well, they get into a fight, boom, bam, bam. The police come, father gets arrested, he goes to jail. Guess where they go? A different court. It's called family court. That's under the family court. Because why? There's a child involved. That child is in danger now. All right? All it is because they want to create a contract. All right? They need to create custody agreement because somebody needs to pay them for neglecting and damaging their property. That's what they're doing. See, a lot of people don't understand how this game works. You know? So now there's a custody battle. And as soon as one gets custody, they make sure the other one's got to pay, you know? And that's how they make the money, you know, through all that. They get $50,000 per neglected child. They don't give you the $50,000. They have programs that they're going to send you to. And that's what they do. That's how they do it. You know, that's all about making funds. Well, how do we get these Oh, we have programs. We have, counseling. We have these services, family services. We have all these, other programs, that we funnel money into from that 50,000 per kid. Okay, we'll deal with that. Well, how do you? Well, it's in such and such Johnny Bo Bibb's name. Well, how do we dupe them into accepting this? So, well, they're in the, we're going to get them to agree to a custody agreement. Once they agree to all these terms and conditions. All right. We're not going to show them the back end, but, we were protecting their child. And now their child is safe with one parent, no matter who it is. All right. And we pocketing the 50,000. We're making the other parent pay, child support and creative debt out of thin air. And, we'll get him to agree under default or ignorance to pay this. And when he don't, we'll suspend his license, throw him in jail, garnish his wages because, hey, we had the contract. He had an opportunity to speak up. He didn't. So it's not our problem. Ignorance of the law, there's no excuse. So throw him in a fucking cage. And that's how this shit works. That's how it happens. That's how it all happens. And, it's just a fucking Jerry Springer show. And they get you to deliberately fight with each other. Oh, get lawyers and attorneys and, this and third. And, they got you in there battling back and forth, attorneys playing the game, with each other. They all work hand in hand with each other because they're a part of the game, because they're all lawyers. The judge is a fucking lawyer. Everybody's an attorney, just fucking attorney property, playing administrative processes because it ain't the law. And this is how they do it. All because the Americanized woman knows she got another man. If she didn't have that man, women would act right. Oh, they would act right real quick, And I don't condone this. I would never lay my hands on anybody, but there's a thing called corporal punishment that is highly legal. You could spank your kids. That's legal. Corporal punishment. It's legal. There's ways you have to do it. When you discipline your kids, there's a thing they call abuse, and there's things they call discipline. And I learned that, through going through family court. I'm like, oh shit. And then when I was like, man, hold on. I looked at the laws for human to human contact, and I'm like, ain't this a bitch? No wonder why Africans slap the shit out of each other. Because that's corporal punishment. That's a disciplinary action. And then I looked at the laws, looked at case law, and I'm like, damn, all the people who had assault charges and this and that for fighting with their, they all got dismissed under the Constitution and under the laws that corporal punishment and disciplinary is what it is. Woman smack the husband smack the fuck out of the woman. Why? With an open hand, smack the fuck out of him. That's just a regular old disagreement. That's why when you see people get in trouble, was it closed fist? Was it a closed fist? Was there weapons involved? Because they know if it goes to trial, it get thrown out. If it was just a fight. No, she slapped me, and I slapped the fuck out of her. Wow. Open hand. See my hand? Smack the fuck out of her. Whoop. Knocked her in the next week. But that's you can do that. I mean, I'm not telling nobody to do that, and I don't condone any kind of violence, but the law says corporal punishment is legal. As long as it's not, you don't fucking damaging somebody to, they're hurt. Because I thought about it, I'm like, wait, how could it be legal to hit a kid, but when people fight, they go to jail? And I actually looked at the law, and no, that ain't true. Corporal punishment is legal, So back to what I was saying, if this Americanized woman, like other countries, didn't have that government to run to, oh shit, it wouldn't be this type of mentality running around this bitch. Just like other countries, Women respect men because men are bigger and stronger, and they just automatically innately know, like, I'm not about to buck up to no man, you know. But there's also the abusive men that don't know themselves that just fuck women up and do all kind of stupid shit. That's a whole different ballgame. I'm just talking about what was and what is, you know. Because there's women that beat on men too. It's vice versa. It's universal shit, you know. So, anyway, I'm just telling you what the law says. But it's how the game works, man. And it just goes back to, that's why you see single woman in need, you know. Single woman in need. It's crazy, man. You know, the illusion of a good man and the destruction of the family structure through media, music, and all everything in between. You know, they teach this shit. Just like the looting. That's something that, it's like, it's hip and cool. You know, that's like the thing to do. Chicago's about to turn upside the fuck down. You know, come January 1st. They already plotting. You know, they're going to be looting while the store is open. They already do it here in New York. So, yeah, man. When crime becomes legal, oh my God. And New York, and the purge starts, and I'm going to be paying a close attention to Chirac because it's about to be bad in Chicago. You know, it's bad in Rochester, which is nothing. It's bad in New York State. So I could only imagine Chicago. You know. It's good disciples. J. True. So, yeah. It's going to be wild. Yeah, Chicago, I'm going to be paying a close attention to that. I'm going to be plugged into the crime incident reports, and the groups. I'm going to be plugged in, man. Because that's the wick to the fire. You know, that's the wick. And they're going to funnel in military on the streets off of that. And it's going to trickle down to other cities, one being Rochester. Oh, look, they got military on the streets in Chicago. We need it here in Rochester. Watch. Mark my words, man. I already know. It's good, Zach. Please get a 7-minute call. Oh, no, man, I'm good. No. You gotta remember, man, I come off of having fucking whatever it was, pneumonia or bronchitis. So I've had when I've gotten sick, I've had a cough. The longest I've had a cough was like 2 months. You know, just the urge to cough. Just the air up here is so bad. You know, so I get like an irritation, and I just have the urge to cough. So, no, I'm good. I've always had it. The other day I was in the gym running around. You know, I know my body. I pay attention to it. I've always always had this. When I was younger, you know, a cough would always linger for a long time. So, yeah. And every day it's better. So, but when I talk a lot, my vocals vibrate, so it goes down my throat and makes you want to cough more. That's why I haven't been doing much live streams, because when I talk, it vibrates and make me want to cough. Don't worry, I'll be headed off to Florida in like a week, so I'm about to get right. The only thing I hate is coming back. I'm like, fuck, I gotta come back to the cold, but I'm going to Florida and gonna be on the beach, getting them sun rays and heal up. You know, that's what I did last time. All that shit went away. It got back up here. All happened again. You know. And plus my balance been off, man. My balance is coming from the warmth. I didn't keep the interior of my body warm. So I've been doing a lot of research on that. You know, I've already been doing a lot of spice. You know, got my turmeric golden elixir every day. I got that along with more spice in the food. And definitely notice a difference. So, thanks, appreciate that. Exactly. You gotta, you know. So. So that's why, another reason why I didn't go up to Buffalo, because I'm like, I gotta let my, you know, breathing in all that cold air and shit. I said, no, I gotta rest this shit. So, King of the Mountain Cuts. 13-year-old puppy. 13-year-old puppy. How the hell is a puppy 13 years old? It ain't a puppy. I'm just playing. But other than that, I couldn't even tell you the latest, greatest propaganda going on in the USA. It's good, Joseph. What's good, Bamboo? But yeah, so I don't know anything going on in the latest, greatest propaganda. Let me just browse it real quick. They kind of got things on autopilot because of the holidays and then the new year. And then the weather, so that's been the top news.
did see this come up. U.S. weighs new measures for travelers from China as infections surge on mainland. Then they're talking about the travel nurses now that were getting all that big money, high-paying jobs, had it slashed in half. Now, I mean, you're making, $90 an hour, $50 to $90 an hour, and then $100 an hour, and then it gets slashed, that's crazy. But like I said, they're gonna ramp this up after the new year, the insignificant new year that we're having. Then another thing is about the winter solstice that a lot of people don't realize is we have two. You got this new age spirituality that I just fucking despise. I can't stand it. You have this new age spirituality that's just annoying as fuck. Because we just had the winter solstice, but a lot of people don't realize and understand that they try to put all this spiritual emphasis on this winter solstice. Oh, it signifies this and signifies that, and signifies, like, what about the 5,000 year old traditions that they've had already? Like, where are you getting this bullshit from? All right, because there's a winter solstice twice a year, and there's a summer solstice twice a year. People don't know that shit. You got to remember, when there's a winter solstice in December 19th, 20th, 21st, it changes. Then there's also a summer solstice at the same time. That's just what it is in the other side of the world. So while we're having a winter, there's some place there's the other side of the world having a summer. Same thing in January. In July, in June 20th, 21st, or whatever it is, the summer solstice, there's also a winter solstice, and that's just the way it is, So a lot of people don't know that there's two winter solstices, there's two summer solstices, So people don't understand that, and some people don't know that, and some places celebrate New Year's on those days. So, and you always know you're feeling around those times, and you can actually feel these things. So it's a good step back. So oh man. But that's why the most healthiest humans are in between the tropic of Cancer and Capricorn. They're the most healthiest. Even like the bottom of the barrel people are healthy. They don't look healthy. They healthy as hell. They got one hell of a system because they're in the elements, and all life is in those areas. You look at the most abundant sources of life via plants, animals, stuff like that, geography and all that stuff. It's all in those areas. That's where the most diverse
the what do they call it, eco diverse areas are in those, you know. So that would mean that's probably where the human body should be, in between those ley lines, you know. We should probably be in those ley lines, not way the fuck up where I'm at. Good God Almighty, we ain't even close. It's like everybody I know that's traveled, you know, like on land, passing those ley lines. They say the minute you pass that fucking ley line sign, you feel the difference. You know, the Tropic of what is it, Cancer or whatever. The first one, I forget which one's the first one right now. As soon as you pass that sign, they say you could feel the difference. Like they say it's amazing. Like within 10 miles, you feel the difference. It's like people that fly there, as soon as they get off the plane, like it's an amazing feeling. You know, a breath of fresh air, and your body's just like, oh my God, I'm home, you know? And when people go on vacations, they think that, oh, it was so beautiful. I went on vacation to Jamaica, or I went to vacation to Cancun, or these islands, or those islands, or Hawaii, or this, or that. Or I went to this country, that all in the tropical areas. Oh, it was just so beautiful. Everything was just, no. They're using the experience they had instead of understanding their body felt great. Their spirit felt good. They felt alive. You know, that's what they're actually bringing back to remember. You know, the way they felt. So, you know, that's where the human body should be and belongs, you know. So, especially when you add the elements, you know, the 5 elements. That's where they're most abundant. So, yeah, I'm about to get ready to get up off here. I've ran my mouth enough. Thanks, Joseph. Thanks, Joseph. Yeah, no, I do talk about a lot of different things. I be all over the place, but that's just part of my energy, man. The wind, you know. One of my strong energies is the wind. You know, I'm a Taurus. A Taurus. Jesus Christ, I can't believe I just said that. I'm an Aries, you know. So in that realm of astrology, you know, I'm a fire sign, but you know, my elements from my doshas, my vata doshas, I'm vata, which is wind, and my energy is of that of the wind. So I can be on many different. That's my strongest. Attribute, wind ether. So and learning that is dope, man, because that's mind, body, spirit, and it's a good way to like look at health. And I've been shout out to Sanam that passed away. You know, he's been coming to me and giving me information, you know, and to study and research and understand, you know, to help others, and you know, led me into, you know, other things. And I'm already seeing like improvements and shit, you know. So it's good to study different, you know, understandings. So especially Eastern views, because that's where, you know, a lot of ancient knowledge comes from there, and it hasn't changed. It's still being used today. And then we start looking at things, you're like, damn, you know, this is why we're so fucked up. This is why they do this. You know, it's kind of like you see why they built cities and metropolises where they built them, because they know we'll be out of balance. They know it'll affect us. And then they'll use their fucking pharmaceutical drugs to manipulate us. And then they'll name all their pharmaceutical drugs constellations above us. You know, these people are wicked. You know, so yeah. But it's interesting. I'll be doing more videos on that, and then you'll be. It puts a lot of things in perspective to understand easy, very easy. You know, and you could even actually read people with this knowledge, like read them very easily, and you know, from their body structure, facial structures, you know, everything. And this is from, you know, Ayurvedic knowledge, and it's good. It's really good. I'm enjoying it because I'm retaining it really, really fast. So. Shout out to Zach with the video yesterday. That was dope on that app, which is amazing they don't have sugar on there. But I just tell people, you know, what I did is I just started looking at ingredients, and then I research the ingredients, the ones I can't understand, and I read them, and then I look at them, and then I go into their formula makeup, and then I go to their dangers. I'm like, holy shit, why is this? There's no purpose to have this in here. You know, it's like they put stuff, you know that because if you look at the alternative stuff, which is natural, you look at natural stuff, and you're like, there's no point of them to have this in there. Why? And then some of these things are regulated to have to be in certain foods and products. And you got to ask yourself, why? And a lot of these chemicals, when you look at them, you could take the word and go to PubChem and look at pharmaceuticals. And that same chemical will be in pharmaceutical drugs. And then you start breaking it down from there. And then that same chemical has multiple different meanings, a lot of different meanings. And it'll just blow your goddamn mind. So I just tell people, look, read all the ingredients, you know. And like I was talking in the stream yesterday in the chat, you know, like me, like I'm like wind. So wind is, you know, I'm gonna have drier skin. I'm going to naturally have drier skin. I'm naturally gonna have be taller, more long, slinky, because one of my you know, already like astrology chart, you have predetermined elements you come here with, you know. And you know, I already know what mine's is because Sonam had told me years ago. That's why I used to have anxiety. He said your vata's out of balance. You're actually have vata energy, which is wind ether energy. So that's your dominant trait. So you have to keep that in balance, and your whole life will fucking change. And I didn't really get it at the time, but now I got it. And I'm like, holy shit, this explains a lot about how I think, my mind, working, projects, you know, everything. It's just so amazing. I learn about the other doshas, and I'm like, damn, this is why this person is this way. It's just so, it's like astrology, but in a more physical, condensed, you know, easier understanding, you know. And you know, so for me, you know, like the dry skin, I'm gonna have that because it's wind dries things out. You know, what are the other traits? More coarse hair. It's just so much, man. I'm gonna do a video on that alone. And then you have vata, pitta, and then you have the you know, those are the doshas. And some people, it's 3 of them. You know, it's 3, and depending on what your dominant one, we all carry all of them, but our most dominant trait is the one we mostly are. So we're all gonna have, all the elements, but our dominant ones is that's who we truly are. And then you can look back and you be like, it's just really amazing information and knowledge, and that's why it fits into body types. And this is how that's why their study in medicine was so complex and so great. This is where ancient Chinese medicine came from, and this is also where these psychopaths get their fucking psychopathic pharmacology from. You know, understanding these elements in the body, and when you know these, you could know when you're out of balance, and you can know when you're in balance. So it's your mind, because this incorporates your mind, your body, and your environment. Like if you always have cold feet, cold hands, that's what I always have. Or if you have sweaty hands, if your skin's oily, you're gonna have a different dosha, and it's gonna be more common. If you sweat a lot, if you like cold weather, if you like the summer, the winter, or you like the change of seasons, those are going to be your dominant traits, and it goes into your foods that you eat. And it's like, this goes into everything. It's pretty dope, man. It's really a mind opening, knowledge, and then when you get out of balance, so to get in balance, and your environment could put you out of balance. And I know that's what put me out of balance, is my environment. Wind, cold. Well, that's what I am. I'm more dominant, so I'm gonna be way the fuck out of balance. That's why I can go to Florida, and I've known that I need to get the fuck out of here when I came in to understand a lot of things. And when I go for a recharge, and I feel like 100% amazing, and we're due for our next one. I know when I can't sleep, it's because my vatas are out of balance, which is my strongest element. So I have to get that in check, because you can have insomnia, anxiety, you can be fatigued, scattermind, gas. I know it. When I get a lot of gas, that's wind. That's my sign. So I gotta change my diet, eat certain foods. Knowing your doshas, and you could actually know why. Hey, this person likes spicy food. This person likes to drink water. I don't like to drink water because I don't need it that much, because I'm a wind ether sign. So I'm not going to be craving a lot of water. Because I'm going to be passing. Like the wind just blows anyway, any direction. That's what the wind represents. It represents versatility, vitality, a lot of different things. This is this is mine, so vatas are really important, man, and it's easy knowledge to understand. It's really easy to understand, and you could put yourself into balance. I'm gonna do more videos on that. And you could do, they have all these quizzes. I mean, you don't really have, all you gotta do is go to the old knowledge. It'll give it to you. It'll explain like your body type. It literally explain it. We're like, damn, they're explaining me. Because it's so complex. Like, this is old knowledge. This is what they knew. And there's reasons why you have taller people, shorter people, thicker people. Like, not fat, but thicker bone, and that's Ayurvedic, knowledge. Because, the three doshas, and you fall in one that's going to be dominant. So like kapha, that's like water.
Peta is like fire. So you know all your attributes would be like if you're Kappa, you're gonna be water balanced. Your whole thing's gonna be about water, structure, uh, you know, like how do I say? Like you're gonna drink a lot of water. You're gonna likely be more sweaty. You know, the same thing with fire. You know, fire signs are more, you know, direct, organized. You know, they go when something, they go hard. You know, they'll burn themselves out. It's a fire sign. You know, it's a fire energy. So them people will burn themselves out. You know, and when you learn this, you could actually look at somebody like, damn, okay, I know exactly what he is. And then you can start picking down, you know, even their bone structure, their facial structure, their teeth, your teeth. My teeth are fucking cockeyed and crooked and going every which fucking way. My wisdom teeth grew in all different kind of wrong fucking ways. And, you know, that's because I'm a wind. My dominant trait is wind. So my shit's going to be all over the fucking place. It's like my thoughts. They're always all over the place. You know, because that the wind blows any direction. Over here, over there, over there. I could do multiple projects at once. And like, you know, I lack focus, lack concentration because one minute I'm here, next minute I'm the fuck over there. And, you know, but the other signs, if you're heavy, you know, in a fire, like if I was fire, like I would be more structured, I'll be more concentrated, more focused, you know, because the fire burns to a tip. So what the knowledge was behind that was, you know, it's a center, it's a more centered energy, you know. And then with water flows, water, you know, organizes itself. Water, you know, it just goes into as many. It goes body, environment, and spirit. That's how it works. You know, it's pretty dope, man. So, you know, like a Peta sign. When you're in balance, you're creative. You have vitality, and that's fire sign. When you're out of balance, you have fear, anxiety, and you know, you can be more lean and slender. You know, see the most Vata signs are tall. Most Peta sign, which is fire, is gonna be thin but shorter, right? Gonna be thinner but shorter, right? Now, keep in mind, it's got nothing to do with being fat or nothing like that, you know, because we all get out of balance. This goes back to ancient knowledge where people weren't fat. So this is, you bring this shit up to now, you know you're automatically out of balance if you're overweight. You know, the thicker body types were shorter. The shortest body is the water sign. Think about it. Water is condensed, it's heavier, so you're gonna have a heavy bone structure. You're gonna be thicker, you know, you're gonna be, you know, more compact, you know. This is like 100% on, like when people do studies of people like the Ayurvedic healers and shit. They did studies for years, and it's 100%. Like these yogis and shit like that, it's 100%. Like there's no, like they call this out 100%. It's accurate to the 100%. There's no 99. Your dominant trait you're born with happens all through your life. You can look back at your whole life and everything that even relationships. If I'm with another wind sign, oh, we got problems. You can't be with the same sign. Like a fire and a fire, it ain't working. So you'll know, like you look back, like, damn, you know what, that person, or friendships, that's why we clashed. You know, we can do all the astrology and all that. I love the astrology, but it's got the new age twist with, you know, it's not 100, it's not really, it's too
You know, and astrology actually comes from this shit. You know, the 5 elements. You know, so um, you know, it comes from the 5 elements. So, one second. So it comes from the 5 elements, right? On the Ayurvedic principles, which, you know, we already know astrology does the same thing: earth, wind, fire, water, you know, all that shit. But the 5 elements, you know, you have air, water, ether, fire, earth. You know, now what is ether? Well, it's space. That's all it is. It's space, which, you know, air provides the fuel. So, I mean, ether is like, it's like air, but I mean, in this teaching, it's not like what science turned ether into. But it's the element of space, you know. And in any, it's like, whatever. This is where it goes into an environment. Basically, it's like an environment, you know, because you have air, water, ether, fire, earth, right? So obviously you got earth, which is the earth. You have fire, which is the element. You have water, which is the other element. You have air. Well, what's in between all that? Space. You know, they even incorporated space into this. This was so dope about it. Not space like fucking in outer space, but space that you occupy, because a space is environment. Because if you're in the wrong environment, your shit's gonna be out of balance. All right. And that's the key to healing, you know, and that's the key to everybody. That's why this is really good knowledge to know, because it's each individual. It's not, oh, 1,000 people over there, you know, they got to take, you know, like they try to do us. Line up and get your fucking vaccine and get your Happy Meal. You know, everybody, you know, has got to take it. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Slap these fucking stupid fucking people, because everybody is different. And when you put these knowledges behind them, there's no fucking way we should be doing any of this shit, because we could get back into balance naturally. And this is why the whole thing with vegans and what we should eat, it's all sporadic. And, you know, you got all these different fucking diets, which are just so fucking stupid. You know, it's just understanding what you need in your body. You know, what does your body make of? Because we're all different, and then we try to use their science. Well, you know, I got high metabolism. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, you know, I gotta eat protein, or I gotta do this. Like it's just fucking, like, I don't even want to be in those conversations, because you can't tell these fucking people nothing. You know? Oh, well, how am I gonna get my protein? You know, I gotta eat meat. Oh my fucking god. Do you realize they pump fucking animals with goddamn fucking steroids? You think people back in the fucking days of worried about protein? It was like, I gotta get my protein count. I gotta get my. You think fucking ancient man was thinking about protein count? How the fuck? Who was gonna tell him about that? You know, these people knew innately what to fucking do. Just knew. You know, it just blows my mind, all these stupid ass shit. And I'm like, god damn. But knowing these old ancient knowledges, get your body back into balance. You know, knowing what you need to do to get in it. You know, how can you, like, see, a lot of people got anxiety. I had anxiety before. All it was my shit was way out of balance. You know, or I was in the wrong environment with a fucking person stressed me the fuck out. You know, if I'm a wind and I'm with somebody else that's fucking my whole wind up, you know, my energy up, then I'm gonna be way the fuck out of balance. Now I'm about to go into health problem, because all disease starts in the mind first.
this is old knowledge. Ancient Chinese medicine knows this. This Ayurvedic teachings, that's what they teach. It starts in the mind first. Starts right in the mind. It's because we're out of balance. And obviously, if we're consuming foods that keep our body out of balance, we're going to be out of balance, So it's just important to get into really trying to understand our body. But we got to go to many different forms of knowledge that is still used today, And that's what I try to do. I try to learn Chinese medicine, try to learn Ayurvedic principles in medicine, ancient Indian medicine, and then look at Native American medicine. And you realize, man, it's all the same because Chinese uses the same shit. Hot, cold, wet, dry, fire. They use the same thing in their medicine. What are they telling us? What is it telling us? Our bodies are out of balance. The elements, So, it goes down to our structure. Why? If like right now it's windy and cold. Well, that's a Vata dosha. So if it's windy and cold here outside, and it's and it's all about as in, as without, as above, so below. So your outside, if it will affect you. It's like in the summer, if it's hot, hazy, and humid, well, you're not going to be consuming oils and hot, spicy food all the time. You're going to go out of balance. You're going to go out of balance. You're going to get overweight. You're going to cause, imbalance in your body, And this is so true. It just makes all the perfect sense. And when you actually go look and study this shit, you're like, damn, this is what's going on. This is why there's so many people with dry skin. This is why there's so many people. And then you'll see some people like, no, ain't nothing wrong with me. And then I look at their structure and I'm like, damn. I'm like, yo, they must be a kapha sign because their skin is oily. Their skin is oily. Their skin is oily. Their hair is oily. It's more coarse. They're shorter. And I'm like, wow. They don't got dry skin. How come I got the dryness? It's not a fluke. These things aren't a fluke. It's because we got energy inside of us, but we just don't know what it is. And we need to start learning this shit, So, yeah. Sorry I'm not reading the comments, guys. So, yeah, there's just a lot of things that we should be doing, and but it's like I used to tell people, argue with these people who talk about the whole vegan diet. They're like, oh, I'm failed. I tried it. I couldn't do it. And I'm like, okay. What time of the year was it? Where were you at? What were you eating? Fuck, well, your body ain't even supposed to be dealing with any of that shit right at that point in time. It's just like I can do a fruit fast. But if I were to do a fruit fast right now, I'd be sick as hell. I would be sick, cold all the time, shivering, bones cold. It just would be fucked up and I would get sick, because you can't do it. You have to be in a warm climate. Even the food tells you, like, we can get fruits way up here in the Northeast. And guess what? We ain't gonna eat no mango in Rochester, New York in fucking December and January. It ain't happening. Tropical, fruits get way up here. They done lost their
some of their elements and abilities. Even fruit, even vegetables and fruit tell you what time it is, because they'll lose their properties on the way up here, and that fruit is gonna be not as healthy for you. Like, your food even tells you. It's crazy, man. It's really crazy. Like, you go try to buy a mango right now, it ain't happening. Mango season, oh, it's on and popping. Just like bananas. Yeah, you can eat a banana whenever you want, but is it going to have the same effect? And so many bananas are, genetically modified. They used to have seeds in the middle, black seeds, but God forbid, you can barely find that anymore. Ain't nobody gonna grow a banana from a banana. That ain't happening. So, but yeah, man, we just gotta keep on, teaching, and that's what I'm trying to do is, do some healthier things, working on some things and stuff like that. But so there's a lot of stuff that we could be doing, but as I wind this down and bringing it back to Buffalo, it's gonna be who knows, I might drive up to Buffalo, but as of right now I don't plan on it. But it's gonna be warmer next few days, so we'll see what's up. Somebody must have been shot right there. But yeah, Florida is a dope climate. South Texas is a dope climate. 70 degrees down in Florida. Get back up into the 80s and stuff. So I'm gonna make a trip soon enough. Get the fuck out of this crisis. At this point, living in the winter is a fucking crisis, man. It's hard to be. Just think about how you feel in warm climates. I mean, when you travel in winter to warmer places, boom, it's just your body tells you like, God, this is just what I need. So that it affects your health. It affects our health big time. Just being here. As we progress, I mean, it really affects us. That's why I make it my business to get out of Dodge. Because you need that. And your body just, man, I can't wait to go lay on the beach and just soak up the sun. Let the sun go right through you. Clear my skin up. Because it's crazy. Like, you just know that's just so true. Because the minute I go to Florida, I start to think it's the water, but then I'm like, you know what? It is the water, but it's not the water. It's my body. Once it gets there, it changes. Like it really changes. It's like, no more dry skin. It just automatically just changes.
starts getting more oily, just naturally. It's just weird, man. So these things are just little things, you know? So yeah, man, it's just time to pay attention to our time to awaken our bodies. Our mind woke up. We got to wake our bodies up, which means we got to start listening to the body and, be like, okay, like, what do I got to do? All right, I've been doing this for this long. Maybe it's time to change this up, try this out, And again, it's all do with willpower, cravings, what we like versus what is right, I just look at, what, I like the world. I used to have fun, but, I don't fuck with that no more. And I feel great. So I incorporated that with food. And then you learn to love other foods, the flavors, different kind of greens. And, you're like, man, that is so good. And you just learn to, you learn. Yeah, the salt. Yeah, that's another thing is this air. You see the color of this street is so white because there's salt flying around in the air, So it's that salt right there, and it makes the air more dry. The air here is very dry, like it's super dry, So Idaho. Yeah. If some of them places were warm 365, fuck, I'd be there too. But it's just some of these elements are just not, I just know the human being belongs in tropical environments. So one way or another, I'm going to get there, because that's where our bodies belong. And, yeah, that's where my body belongs. So, a person with a fire sign most likely likes colder climates. Cooler, not fucking like cold. But people with a fire dosha, they're gonna like cooler climates. They're gonna sweat more. They're gonna like more. They're gonna like their food more salty. They're gonna be more oily. They're gonna be thicker. It doesn't mean fat, but like thicker bodies. Shorter. They're gonna have lighter skin. They're gonna like spicy foods. They're gonna like, shit like that. Water signs, they're gonna not really enjoy the cold. Water elements, because they're more water, which means the cold gets into. It even goes down into the joints. Like in cold, your body will, those that don't have the dominant trait for cold, their joints are going to bother them. They're not going to like the cold. That's why you see somebody be beasting in the cold. You're like, how the fuck do they do this? Because, well, they came here with an energy that can be in that and absorb that and just, be all right. You be like, God damn. The minute I go in the cold, the fucking shit zips right through me. I'm like, fuck that. I'm not a cold person. So, just like, knowing this, that some of these things that people do are bullshit. Like, I get the ice bath stuff, but really the ice bath, it shocks you and your body releases certain things that it has stored up for other things, because it wants to warm the body back up. So people swear by it, but you're actually depleting something in your body, with that cold. you know, that ice bath stuff like that. It shocks you, and your body releases, you know, energy to warm you back up. So you're depleting something by doing that, because that's not, your body's not supposed to be going through that. You know, people swear by it, and you know that feeling you get is because your body's releasing this heat energy, this feeling to your whole body, your brain, your nervous system, everything. And then, oh, it feels good. It makes you feel clear and clean. Is because, yeah, you just moved energy in your body, but you depleted it somewhere else, guaranteed. You know. So yeah, some of these things are not, you know, are like this new shit. You know what I'm saying? These new things that, you know, that I don't know where the hell they just be popping up with these new age beliefs, and you know, I don't know. But so yeah, some people, yeah. I mean, that's another thing is, like, you could be with somebody, you're cold, they turn the heat up. You know, they just because their energy is different in their body. They're a different element than you are. I'm gonna do videos on this stuff, man. You know, I want to, because this is the way out. This is what I'm doing in my life, and you know, outside my life. So, you know, I want to share more of that, and things I'm working on, and yeah, you know, because you know, I used to have back pain, and you know, my knee used to be sore. I played basketball for a year. All that shit is gone. It's like, damn, I could, you know, hit the work out a little bit and be back on the basketball court. You know, I mean, I could play now, but I'd be tired. You know, I'm an old man. So, but all right, guys, I got to get up off here, man. I've been on here for a long time. Shout out to all you guys. Bend Over Mexican, Angel Baby. I know Angel Z was on here. Kimmy, Tab P, Antonio, Zach, Joseph, Disciples, Mateo, Bamboo Soldier, Step Back. Shout out to all you guys. Colin, Rick James, of course. Sheriff. Brother Cuts was up on here. He's probably chilling on the mountain. Now, Brother Cuts, he's a Kappa sign all day long. He's got a lot of that. J True, M Brooks, Miss Brooks, AV, what's good? If you're still up on here. If not, it's all good. Ghost, Amy 2, Crack the Code, Disambiguation, Mr. McMittens. But shout out to all the people in Buffalo, Joe Bryant. Hopefully, you know, people get the help they need. Desperate, sad situation. All right, that's as far back as I can go. Mexican Righteous. So shout out to all you guys, and I'm out of here. I'm gonna sign off with a beat real quick. Shout out to Purple Beats. Shout out to Purple Beats. And it with a beat. Wrong phone. Leave y'all with a beat real quick. I gotta use the bathroom.
Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love when go. Only know he's been trying to go. Only hate you when you're missing home. Only know you love when go. And you let her go. Bet you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love when go. Only know he's been trying to go. Only hate you when you're missing home. Only know you love when go. And you let her go. Bet you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love when go. Only know he's been trying to go. Only hate you when you're missing home. Only know you love when go. And you let her go. Bet you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love when go. Only know he's been trying to go. Only hate you when you're missing home. Only know you love when go. And you let her go. Bet you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love when go. Only know he's been trying to go. Only know you love when go. Only know you love when go. And you let her go. Bet you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love when go. Only know he's been trying to go. Only hate you when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go.
All right, y'all. Peace and love, everybody. Shout out to Purple Beats and much love.